The Cleveland Browns' decision to release rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders on August 26, 2025, just days after his preseason performance against the Los Angeles Rams, sent shockwaves through the NFL. The move, reported by Adam Schefter, wasn't just a roster cut, it was a statement. The Browns planned to bring Sanders back to their practice squad, a risky gamble that could either secure a talented prospect or see him snatched by another team. This decision, layered with controversy, has ignited debates about Sanders' potential, the Browns' strategy, and the volatile dynamics of their quarterback room. It's a saga of talent, politics, and high stakes, with Sanders' NFL future hanging in the balance. Sanders, selected in the 5th round of the 2025 NFL Draft at pick 144, arrived in Cleveland with baggage. Not just his skills, but the weight of his famous father, Deion Sanders, and a polarizing draft slide. Once projected as a first-round talent, his fall to day 3 sparked speculation about his attitude, off-field distractions, and NFL readiness. The Browns, trading picks 166 and 192 to Seattle to secure him, saw value in his 74% completion rate, 4,134 yards, and 37 touchdowns at Colorado in 2024. General manager Andrew Berry called him a highly accurate pocket passer with potential to outproduce his draft slot. Yet, from the moment Sanders donned a Browns cap, skepticism followed. Critics questioned if his selection was a marketing ploy rather than a football decision, given his $6.5 million NIL valuation and top-selling draft class jersey. Training. Camp set the tone for Sanders' rocky journey. Behind veteran Joe Flacco, rookie Dillon Gabriel, and Kenny Pickett, Sanders was relegated to QB4, rarely seeing first-team reps. Coach Kevin Stefanski's depth chart sent a clear message. Sanders was a project, not a priority. Fans and analysts, already split on his potential, saw this as a slight. Sanders, however, stayed focused, arriving early and leaving late, earning praise from teammates for his work ethic. His community involvement, like hosting an event after a Cleveland apartment fire, showed maturity. Still, the Browns' handling of him, minimal practice reps and a 4th-string label, felt like a deliberate hurdle. The preseason opener against the Carolina Panthers on August 8th offered Sanders a chance to shine. Starting due to injuries, to Pickett and Gabriel, he threw for 138 yards and 2 touchdowns, completing 14 of 23 passes with no sacks. His pinpoint throws to Caden Davis showcased the poise that made him a college star. Social media erupted, with fans and even Deion Sanders celebrating the performance. But an oblique injury sidelined him for the next game, halting his momentum. When he returned for the preseason finale against the Rams on August 23rd, the stakes were higher. Facing a backup offensive line, Sanders struggled, completing just 3 of 6 passes for 14 yards while taking 5 sacks. NFL Next Gen Stats noted he faced 4 blitzes, getting sacked on 3, highlighting his tendency to hold the ball too long, a flaw from his college days when he was the most sacked quarterback in 2023 and 2024. Despite the rough outing, Sanders remained defiant. Post-game, he told reporters, obviously, when asked if he'd make the 53-man roster, adding, "I've put in the work." He admitted trying to spark the offense, even if it meant risky plays. If one of those sacks ended up a score, nobody would say anything negative. Stefanski, however, was unimpressed, criticizing a 24-yard sack where Sanders scrambled backward instead of throwing the ball away. The performance, though flawed, showed grit. Sanders ran for a first down and made quick reads under pressure. Yet the Browns' decision to cut him, announced hours later, suggested the front office saw him as expendable. The move to release Sanders and target him for the practice squad is a high-stakes gamble. The Browns trimmed their quarterback room to Flacco, Gabriel, named QB2, and Sanders, trading Pickett to the Raiders and releasing Tyler Huntley. Berry justified keeping multiple quarterbacks, saying, "We like all the guys in there." But the choice to waive Sanders stunned fans. Social media exploded with outrage. "You don't cut Shedeur after that Panthers game," one wrote. Another fumed, "Practice squad? This isn't Madden. He deserves reps." The dog pound split. Some saw it as roster math, others as a lack of faith in Sanders' future. Cleveland's history of quarterback instability, with 40 different starters since 1999, made the decision feel like another misstep. Inside the locker room, the move raised eyebrows. Receivers privately preferred Sanders' throws for their touch and timing. Veterans, usually skeptical of rookies, were shocked, sensing politics over performance. Stefanski's post-game comments were vague. Decisions are made in the best interest of the team, but his quick exit from the presser hinted at discomfort. The national media pounced. Colin Cowherd called it proof the league never believed in Sanders, while others framed it as a strategic move to stash him without losing him to waivers. ESPN's Daniel Oyefusi noted the Browns' extensive pre-draft investment in Sanders, him at the Shrine Bowl, Combine, and Pro Day, making the cut seem contradictory. The risks are glaring. Once Sanders hits the waiver wire, any team can claim him. Quarterback-needy franchises like the Raiders, Saints, or Falcons could pounce, seeing a 23-year-old with 14,327 college passing yards and 134 touchdowns. His Rams game, despite the sacks, showed flashes of NFL-level composure. A highlight throw, a dart through two defenders under pressure, proved his arm talent. If another team claims him, the Browns could lose a potential franchise quarterback for nothing. The nightmare scenario. Sanders thrives elsewhere, exposing Cleveland's mishandling. The Denver Broncos' $85 million dead cap hit for releasing Russell Wilson in 2024 looms as a cautionary tale for Cleveland, already burdened by Deshaun Watson's $230 million contract and Achilles injury. The decision also reflects deeper issues with the Browns' identity. Owner Jimmy Haslam's admission that Watson's contract was a swing and miss hangs over the franchise. Barry and Stefanski, extended after playoff appearances, face pressure to deliver in 2025 after a 3-14 season. Drafting two quarterbacks, Gabriel in the third, Sanders in the fifth, was a bet on finding a long-term solution. But prioritizing Gabriel while cutting Sanders risks alienating a fan base already frustrated by years of quarterback woes. If the offense, ranked 28th in yards and last in scoring in 2024, struggles again, calls for Sanders will grow louder. Sanders' mindset adds fuel to the fire. His confidence, evident in his "I'm favored, I'm blessed" post-draft comments, hasn't wavered. He's avoided public complaints, unlike his draft slide when President Trump and Skip Bayless called his fall stupid and disgusting. His teammates admire his work ethic, but the Browns' move could test his resilience. A competitor like Sanders, who thrived under Colorado's spotlight, isn't built for a practice squad role. If he clears waivers, he'll likely accept it to prove himself, but his ambition to change a franchise suggests he won't stay quiet long. The Browns are playing a dangerous game. If Sanders stays, he could rise through the ranks, exposing their initial skepticism. If he's claimed, Cleveland risks becoming a cautionary tale. The locker room, already tense, could fracture if Gabriel or Flacco struggle while Sanders waits in the wings. Fans, teammates, and the media are watching, and the narrative is far from settled. This isn't just a roster move, it's a turning point that could define the Browns' season and Sanders' career. What's your take? Should the Browns keep Sanders on the active roster, or is the practice squad the right call? Drop your thoughts, like if your team Shedeur, and subscribe to stay locked in for the next chapter of this drama.